Mic check 1 2, it's the Y2K collector. So as many of you know, GameStop is having a buy two get one sale right now, and you can definitely take advantage of that by going to their retro video game section and looking to see what games they have available. Now I have about 8 Super Nintendo games that I've seen on their website as showing either available, meaning that you can add it directly to your cart, or if you verify your address, they may be in an area that's close enough to you where you can pick them up. If you don't have these Super Nintendo games in your collection already, these might be a great way for you to add some more pricey Super Nintendo games to your collection for free, right? Because if you buy 2, then you can get the 3rd one free. And if you've had some money set aside or you've been building a budget, now might be a good time for you to take advantage of that. Now, I do want to just issue a quick disclaimer, and someone had made this comment on one of my videos because I myself just made a larger purchase from GameStop. I bought 6 games, 6 retro games ranging between the original Game Boy Color, Super Nintendo, and NES. And a comment that someone made on that was that pretty much GameStop is going to send me a bunch of fake games. Now, I do just want to say that GameStop, I don't know if they've improved their ability to determine real games from fake games or reproduction games, versus authentic. Or even if they're able to tell, because sometimes you can buy a game from GameStop and on the outside it might look fake, but then when you open it up, it does have the original motherboard, but maybe the person who sold it to GameStop just got a reproduction label. So you tend to see that there as well. I don't know if they've gotten better at being able to determine the real from the fake. So I will say, if you do decide to buy retro games from GameStop, cartridge-based games from GameStop, you will definitely want to do your due diligence and just making sure that whatever they mail to you is actually authentic. And of course, if you cannot tell whether or not the game is authentic, you can probably just take it to one of your local retro game stores, like a mom and pop shop, and just have someone who's kind of handled retro games more frequently be able to help you determine if it's real or not. Because the last thing you want to do is pay full price for something that's fake, right? No one wants to do that. So with that being said, I'll go through these 8 games with you here really quickly. And these are just pretty much, this is just a BOLO notification for anyone who's interested in still taking advantage of those deals. First one is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. If you've never played this is in the Hall of Fame of beat 'em ups. This is right up there with Streets of Rage 2, Final Fight. This is just one of the classic Konami beat 'em ups. Konami is one of my favorite game publishers from back in the day. Konami and Capcom could do no wrong. That was one of my sayings there. So definitely, if you've never played this game, check it out. You can also get this as part of the Cowabunga collection, which was recently released for this, not recently, but I guess it's been a year or so now. But this game is available on the Cowabunga collection, so you can play it on the Switch. But, there's nothing like playing original games on their original software. So I, for one, am a huge fan of this game. I played this back in the day when it first came out. So if you're interested in adding this to your collection, you can get it. I think it's on GameStop's website right now for like $44.99. So definitely available for you there. The next game up, this is one that I've seen. And this is one of the ones where I'd be careful what they send you, because they could send you a fake version of this game. But this is Final Fight 2. On the Super Nintendo. I'm a huge fan of the Final Fight series. I have all 3 installments of the Final Fight series on the Super Nintendo. I have the original carts. My copy is a little bit messed up. As you can see, there's just a little bit of label damage. Sometimes I'm not even mad at label damage, because the wear and tear sometimes on these kind of lets you know, okay, it's been around for a while and it's authentic. I actually opened mine up and made sure it was authentic. But you will definitely want to beware if you do pick this up from GameStop, and you just want to make sure that they don't send you a fake copy of this game, But Final Fight 2, again, is a classic beat 'em up. You play as either Hagar, and I'm not sure. I think in Final Fight 2, I think this one was 2-player. Someone let me know down in the comment. It's been a while since I've played this one. The last Final Fight game I played and beat was Final Fight 3. So it's been a while since I've played part 2. But again, another Capcom classic, and this is one that you'll definitely want to add. I believe GameStop has this on their website for about $64.99. So if this is another one that you're thinking about getting, definitely check it out. Next up, I don't really think I need to explain much about this game right here. This is probably one of the best Nintendo releases ever. Super Metroid is a classic, hands down. I picked up this copy. I don't think this is like the original copy. I think this is like the Player's Choice edition. And I picked this up a long time ago. I was actually glad when I found this because a lot of the Super Metroid labels, they tend to be like really like scuffed up and scratched up. This label was actually in really good condition. And I can't remember where I picked this up from, but I've had it for a while now. But if you are interested in picking up a copy of Super Metroid, I would definitely say grab it now. GameStop does have it available at a pretty good price. I think you can pick this up from GameStop for $54.99 or so. It's in the 50s, like 60s range. And Super Metroid actually has gone up. I remember when I first picked this up, it was like 25 bucks or something like that. Like the most, it was like 35 bucks. But over time, it's just shot into the 60s and 70s. Not sure why. There's really just like, Super Metroid isn't a rare game at all. But for whatever reason, it's just gone up in price. And there's a lot of ways you can play this game too. I think you can play it on the Nintendo Online, with the Switch. If you have a Nintendo, like a Super Nintendo Classic or SNES Mini, it's on that. So there's a lot of ways you can play Super Metroid, but I guess just the original cart has just gone up in value. So you can get this from GameStop's website though. Like I said, in the 50s or 60s on this one. Next up, I was actually shocked when I saw this on GameStop's website. I didn't think that they would carry something like this, but here we have another Konami classic. This is Biker Mice from Mars. If you grew up in the 90s, I've said this a ton of times, but the 90s they were just known for taking animals and turning them into superheroes. Awesome Possum, Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks, Battletoads, Ninja Turtles, I mean, Cowboys and Moo Mesa, you name it. Any animal you could think of was available on their website. So that's definitely one you'll want to check out, Biker Mice from Mars, on the Super Nintendo. This is pretty much a racing game. Where you can use different weapons and things to kind of gain an advantage as you go through each lap. So this is definitely one you'll want to check out. They do have this. Oh, and I think they had Biker Mice from Mars for roughly around 70. Axelay, classic shoot 'em up. Konami. Is anyone seeing a trend here? Another Konami shoot 'em up. This is one of the better shoot 'em ups on the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo was not known for having great shoot 'em up games. It really wasn't. I could count on one hand how many really good shoot 'em ups there were on the Super Nintendo, unlike the Sega Genesis, which was just, that was where you wanted to go for your shoot 'em ups. There's so many amazing shoot 'em ups on the Sega Genesis. Nintendo does not hold a candle to Sega in that arena. But Axelay was definitely one that pushed the boundaries in terms of just the variety. You know, at some points in the game, it's like a top-down shooter. There are other sections of the game where it's a side-scroller. The music is actually very good in this game. It's just an interesting game, and it's challenging. It's challenging enough. It's not too easy, but it's not crazy hard either. So this is one that has a lot of replay value here, and I believe you can get this on GameStop's website right now for roughly around 70, between 70 and 80. If it's available. This is one of those ones that I'm pretty sure if you try to add it to your cart, it's going to say verify address. And again, this is another one, check for authenticity. If you do buy this from GameStop's website, make sure it's the real deal. I feel like there's a lot of fake copies of Axelay out there, so you definitely just want to protect yourself. And I, in fact, myself actually bought a fake copy of Axelay from GameStop, I think one time. I can't remember if I bought it in store or if I ordered it, but all I know is when I got it, it was super fake. So I definitely had to return it. So Axelay is one you'll want to be on the lookout for. Next up, King of Dragons, a really cool beat 'em up, Capcom. So this is a pretty cool Capcom beat 'em up. This is like an RPG style beat 'em up on the Super Nintendo. This game, I think, was touching close to 100 at one point. I don't think GameStop has it for that much. I believe it's between like 70 and 80 on GameStop's website. Check for authenticity. This is a rare one on the Super Nintendo, or a rarer one. One that usually goes for a bit more. So I would definitely just keep your eyes peeled for this one. If you can find it, pick it up. Super Mario RPG. So I've seen this one on GameStop's website for a while now. I'm thinking the reason why no one's actually got it is because they have it priced at market value. They have this at like $94.99 or $99.99 if you're not a pro member. So basically they want $100 for this game on GameStop's website, and I'm assuming that's not really appealing to most buyers because it's pretty much what you would find this game for on eBay. Now, if you throw this in a buy two get one situation, that might make it more appealing. If you can find like two other $100 games, and then get a $100 Super Nintendo game for free, now you're kind of cooking with gas, and you can just, you know, basically break it up 33, 33, 33 off each $100 game, and you got each game for roughly around 65 bucks or so, 68 bucks. That's just, you know, just general math. If you're able to find three $100 games and you're able to get one of them for free. So I do see this one on their website a lot. I don't think that you should be as worried with this one. I feel like they probably have a legit copy of Super Mario RPG, but again, always check. Don't take anything for granted. The higher the dollar, the higher the value of the game, the more likely it is going to be a fake. So always check, especially when you're getting these high dollar games from GameStop's website. Okay, and last but not least, the Final Fight 3. So I got an interesting story about this one. I think I did a video. This is on my channel somewhere, one of my videos from a while back, like a year or two ago. I actually went to a GameStop near me, local to me, and they had a copy of Final Fight, and I don't think I bought it though. So it was a copy of Final Fight 3, and it wasn't listed. I don't think it had a label on it or anything. And the girl was like really reluctant to sell it to me. And she was like, oh, I don't know if I can sell this. I don't know if I can sell this. And I was like, why not? And at the time, the cart and the label did look a little sus. It did look a little suspect. But in my mind, I was like, okay, even if it has a reproduction label, I can still, you know, do something with it. You know, if anything, you know, the motherboard or whatever the case may be. I was in my mind, that was back when I was just trying to buy everything. You know what I mean? I was like, I could still get some value out of it. And so I picked it up. I think they wanted like 70 bucks for it. So I bought it. And when I got it home, it didn't work at all. Like it didn't work. And it definitely was fake. Like when I opened up the motherboard, it was definitely a fake motherboard in there. It wasn't the real game. Didn't work. So I wound up having to return it. But there are a couple fake copies of Final Fight floating around in GameStop's inventory. So if you do find Final Fight 3 on GameStop's website and you do decide to pick it up, just know that it might be fake. Do your due diligence and check. Make sure it's good. And there goes your list of Super Nintendo games that you can find. Like I said, some of these you'll be able to just drop right in your cart. Some of them you'll probably need to verify your address. But definitely, if you're someone who's out there looking for Super Nintendo games, go ahead and pick it up. See if you can take advantage of the promotion. Hopefully, I didn't get scammed with my most recent purchase. Hopefully, GameStop isn't mailing me a bunch of fake games, because that would suck, and I would hate to have to go through that return process. But it is what it is. That's why they have a return policy. If it's fake, then I'll just have to take it back. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Are any of these games worth picking up to you? And have you had any experiences with buying fake games from GameStop? Let me know down in the comments. It's the Y2K Collector. Hope you're having a great morning. Take it easy.